Hello and welcome. And settle into the sound of your breath. The inhale rising in through the nose and softening out through the nose. Relax your shoulders. Release your day. Each breath bringing you more present. Each breath a reminder to come back to the moment anytime you feel distracted by thoughts, emotions, sensation, events, time, or places. Each breath has the power to bring you back to the moment. Following the rhythm of your breath in and out. On your next inhale, we'll open the palms and circle the arms out to the sides, gazing up overhead. Palms touch. Hands come down through the center of our chest, bowing your head to the center, to the divine within you. Set an intention to be present and to be open. We'll make our way into the first posture, starting with sleeping swan. Draw your left knee forward, slant the shin on a comfortable angle, not too much torque in that front knee. Walk your right toes back, your right knee back until your hips sink to the depth that feels like a good place to start. And once you've found a place that's comfortable for your hips, walk the upper body forwards, and perhaps even find a place to rest your head. Your forehead can rest on two stacked fists, or possibly even all the way to the floor, or onto a block or pillow. And make this a comfortable position. And once you've found a comfortable position, come back to your breath. And breathing into the parts of the body that are giving you the most feedback, the most sensation. And breathe into that sensation. With each exhale, let go of some of the tension you're carrying around. You may notice after 10 to 15 breaths in a pose, your body starts to release and surrender into the position. It starts to relax and yield to the pressure that you're putting on it. And you begin to open. This practice is meant to be passive, not forcing, but more a practice of allowing. And set yourself up with just the right position and the right amount of force, the right amount of time to release. Slowly walk the upper body up and take your time. You might roll onto your back and hug the knees in, rocking side to side, or you can step back into downward facing dog or child's pose to release. No rush to move out of the pose. No rush to get to the next pose. Let your body guide you. And recognize that sometimes we may need just as much time to come out as we need to get in. And switching to the other side, right leg forwards, left leg back. Make sure your front knee is comfortable as you slide that back knee further back. Sink the hips. Lengthen the spine. And once again, begin to extend forwards. This side may feel completely different than the other. And if it does, that's okay. Work from where you're at. You all need to start somewhere. Your body will guide you. People often ask, where should I feel this posture? Where do you feel it? We use this pose to target the hips. The hips could be the IT band, the outer hip, the glutes, the low back, the groin, the front of your hip. Any number of places you could be feeling this pose, and it really is variable on what parts of your body you're carrying stress and strain. What parts of your body need the most attention right now. So it's not that you'll feel it in any one particular spot, or it's not that you should feel it in one particular spot, but instead notice where you feel it. Direct your breath to the part of the body that you feel the most sensation. Breathe into that sensation. Chances are it'll make it feel a bit more intense, or a bit stronger. But as you breathe out, you'll find that release. You'll find a surrender of whatever you're holding on to in there. Take another breath. And slowly walk your upper body back up. Support yourself with your arms. Step back into downward facing dog to release. Or again, you may take a child's pose. We'll make our way onto the knees for half saddle, starting with the right leg bent and the left leg extended. Right toes pointing back, or they might even tilt out to the side if that feels more comfortable. What's important here is that there's no strain in your right knee. Your right shin can be angled out to the side, or it can be tucked in underneath your buttocks. The knees can stay close together, or they can splay apart. And once you've found a comfortable position for that knee, find a comfortable position for your left leg. Maybe the knee turns up towards the sky. Maybe it drops open, giving you a bit more of a groin stretch. What's important here is, again, there's no strain in the right knee, no twist sensation in that right knee. You should feel an opening in the top of the thigh, the front of the hip on the right side. You may also feel a lot of sensation in the foot, the right foot, the foot that's bent underneath of you. That's normal. That's common. It just means that that's where you're holding a lot of tension. Maybe you spend a lot of time on your feet. Maybe you don't often move your feet in their full range of motion. If you need, you can prop a towel, a rolled up hand towel, underneath the ankle joint. And that will give you just the right amount of support. You don't have to quite be able to get your body into the same position that I'm in here. Your shoulders don't need to come to the mat for you to find benefit. You can stay upright with your hands supporting you, with your arms long and strong. Or you can rest on your elbows. Or you can even put pillows or blankets behind you, so you can lay back and be supported by something, allowing it to become more relaxed. And take another breath here. Coming up the same way we went down. Using our hands, our elbows, press yourself up. Help your right leg lengthen out. Maybe circle the ankles a couple times. As you transition to the other side, recognize that both sides are usually not equal. One side's always more dominant, always more resistant, always tighter. Work from where you're at. The position you take on this side might not look like the other side. It may look comparable, but it may be different. Relax. Take your time, setting up so that there's no twist in your left knee. Remember, your right knee has all those different options. It can stay straight. It can point up towards the sky. It can drop open. Your right hand can go underneath your right hip to balance things out. Reconnect with the sound of your breath. And direct your breath into the belly. Relaxing the body, with each exhale. Feeling any strain you carried in from your day, from your week, from your life, dissipating with each breath. The breath has that power when we choose to focus it and tune into it. It has the power to support us in very powerful ways. This posture is particularly helpful for those of us who spend long hours seated at a desk or in our car, or even long hours standing. Anytime we spend a lot of time in one position, it can be stressful on our body. And slowly begin to rise up from here. You can roll to one side or again come up to seated, listening to your body's inner wisdom to guide you up and out of the pose. And before we make our way into a forward fold, we'll just balance out the spine by taking a twist, a very active twist here, with our left leg straight and our right foot step to the outside of the left leg. And turn the belly away from the front thigh. Roll right up onto the outside of your left hip so that your right hip and your right buttock stack above the left side. Use your right hand to push that right knee away as you look back and to the left. Leaning back, looking over that left shoulder. You can relax into the side body, breathe into the side body, or you might press that left palm firmly into the floor. Releasing back to neutral and switching to the other side. No rush. Take your time. Again, we roll up onto the outer right hip this time with our left buttocks and left hip stacking above the right. Lean your weight into your right hand and make sure you have that right hand stepped away from your side body a bit. So you get a wide base between the hand and the hip to support you. Your left knee can bend so that the shin is giving you a bit of a base to work with as well. And breathe into the twist, into the back, and into the side body, space between your ribs. This can be more passive or it can be a very active twist. Whatever you feel you need at the moment. And transition back to center and get ready for a sequence of forward folds, legs wide. A comfortable stance between your legs. They don't have to be as wide as you can possibly go, but just a comfortable width, lengthening the spine, and then rounding your back forwards over your left leg. Allow this to be passive. Relax. As you lean forwards, let your low back round. Let your mid back round. And let your upper back round. Even your shoulders round forwards and your head dangles. Send your breath deep into the tissue between the bones of the spine, and between the ribs and the back side of the body. Each breath, pulling those ribs apart just a bit. Feel your inhale create space and openness. And feel the exhale. Release the front side of the body a little closer to that left thigh. Ride the wave of the breath, the ebb and the flow of the inhale and the exhale. Embracing the sound of your breath as a reminder to stay right here, present, relaxed, steady focus, following the inhale and the exhale. Take one more breath here. And use your hands to slowly roll your body back up. Head is the last thing to lift tall. And transition to the other side. Take a moment. Find length and maybe shift your pelvis so that it's in a neutral position, upright. As you lengthen your back, then allow yourself to round forwards. Maybe rolling the flesh out from underneath the sitting bones, rounding from the low back, all the way out through the top of the head, curving the spine. This posture is not just about stretching the backs of the legs, but in order to stretch the spine and to stress the tissue between the bones, we need to round the back. And from that rounded position, the deeper you breathe, the deeper you release. One side, again, may feel a lot tighter than the other. And it's not about balancing one side with the other necessarily, but working from where you're at. Put your body into the position that feels like the perfect stretch, the perfect stress for that area right now. Breathe from there. Find ease from there. And over time, the body will respond by releasing, by surrendering a bit of that resistance, and allowing you to find an easier or an easeful way to be. These postures are like medicine for the body. Medicine that takes away our stress, takes away the mental and emotional stress that we carry as physical. Slowly walk your upper body back up. Turning towards the center. And again, positioning your pelvis so that your pelvis is upright. You might need to bend your knees a little bit here, or roll the flesh out from underneath the sitting bones. You may even put a towel or a pillow underneath your knees in order to keep them bent, and to give them the support to keep them bent, and as you round your back forwards. Legs may stay bent, or you can lengthen them out, whatever feels most appropriate for you. Supporting yourself with your hands on straight arms, or with bent elbows, elbows resting on the floor, or on a pillow. Maybe even finding a place to put your head. Whatever the position itself is somewhat irrelevant, but whatever the position is, it needs to be relaxed. And we put the body into a position that we can relax in, that we can breathe deep in. The body recognizes it's safe. The nervous system calms down. And with the pace of our breath, helping to open up the tissue, the body responds by finding an easy way to be. Easy, as in less strain, more ease. When we do these postures on a daily basis, we simply peel away the day-to-day stress that builds up. And we spend just a few minutes a day nurturing the body. The body responds by being happier and healthier and feeling good. As you release from here, take your time. Be gentle with your legs. Maybe help them in, give them a little assist. And we'll roll onto the back. Gather your knees into the belly. Take the arms to a T, let the knees drop to the right and then the left. And do that a couple times, massaging your low back and feeling the full rotation of your spine. As you make your way back to center, lengthen out your spine, plant your feet, and your knees can stay turned up towards the sky. Your feet can come a little wider than your hips and let the knees drop in towards one another. That's typically the most supportive position for your lower back if you have any strain in that area. If you want a little more opening for the inner thighs, place the bottoms of your feet together and let your knees drop to the sides. You're more than welcome to head right into pentacle pose, 5-pointed star. Legs out away from the midline, palms facing the sky, shoulders rolled back and into the mat, neck long, spine long, head, shoulders, hips, and heels heavy. Heavy into your mat. Your attention back to your breath, breathing in through the nose, filling the front side with air, and breathing out through the nose. Relaxing the back side of your body heavy into the mat. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Big full body stretch, arching the spine. Gather your knees in and roll to one side. Help yourself up to seated. Take a comfortable seated position. Palms turn to face the sky. And take a big breath in as you circle your arms out to the sides and up overhead. Gaze follows your thumbs. As you exhale, place your thumbs to your forehead. May your thoughts, words, heart, and actions align. Namaste.